This is Andre at Big Gemini Kennels, aka BGK. Welcome back. Smash that subscribe button, hit the like button, drop a comment, let us know what you're thinking. Make sure you hit that alert button so that you're notified every time we drop content, and that's gonna be frequently because we came to drop bombs. Beast mode.
Hey, what up? So today, Dre BGK is here to hit you with a story time. Let's get ready for a BGK story time.
A Sylmar neighborhood is on alert after a large mountain lion attacked and killed a dog.
Well, tonight, a Sylmar neighborhood is on the lookout after a mountain lion attacks and kills a dog.
A Sylmar neighborhood is on edge after a mountain lion attacked and killed a dog over the weekend.
Hey, what's going on, my BGK YouTube fam? It's Andre BGK right back at you with another banger. Now imagine you are walking your beloved dog on a leash in your local community, enjoying the evening, when all of a sudden, out of the darkness, an angry mountain lion appears and violently attacks your dog. I mean, you're right there. You're holding on to the leash, and here comes this mountain lion. We're talking about a full-grown mountain lion in full attack mode, trying to kill your dog right in front of you. Now, what would you do? Would you try to fight it off? Would you run and try to save your life? Would you abandon your best friend? Realistically, what would you do? Leave me a comment under this video and let me know exactly what would you do in this situation. And don't lie. It's easy to be tough on the internet, right? Don't exaggerate for the internet. I would do this, I would do that. Think about it. A mountain lion is fully capable of killing a human and has done that plenty of times. So are you going to try to attack that mountain lion, or are you going to abandon your best friend, let go of that leash, and head the opposite direction? Like I said, drop me a comment. I will be reading and responding. In today's story time, this is exactly what happened. And this happened recently right here where I live in Los Angeles, California. It happened earlier this week. In sunny Southern California, a man was walking his sweetheart of an American bully that he had recently gotten from a rescue. That's what makes this story so much sadder. This was a sweet rescue dog. Her name was Gigi. She was 5 years old and a full-grown XL American bully. Gigi's owner described her as a sweetheart of a dog. Very loving, very caring, very affectionate, and he was just so happy to have rescued her and began to share their life together, right when this tragic incident happened. Let me tell you the details. This is When Mountain Lions Attack. Written by yours truly, Andre BGK. As I said, you can look the story up. It actually happened, sadly. A night of horror in Sylmar.
The quiet suburb of Sylmar, nestled in the northern reaches of Los Angeles, was a place where families found solace in the familiarity of their surroundings. Streets lined with trees and modest homes provided a serene backdrop to the bustling city beyond. But on one fateful night, this tranquility was shattered by an encounter so brutal and unexpected that it left the community in shock and mourning. As the moon cast its silvery glow over the neighborhood, the usual nighttime sounds were interrupted by a chilling and primal cry. In the shadows, a powerful predator moved with stealth and purpose. The killer mountain lion, a formidable creature of the wild, had ventured into human territory driven by hunger and desperation.
A terrifying encounter.
The night was still, a thick blanket of darkness settling over the quiet suburban street. John decided to take Gigi, his beloved XL American bully, out for one last walk before bed. The moon hung low in the sky, casting an eerie glow over the trees that lined the path. Gigi, a muscular and sturdy dog, trotted beside her, leash taut as she sniffed the cool night air. Suddenly, the tranquil silence was shattered by a low, menacing growl that seemed to vibrate through the very ground beneath them. John froze, his heart pounding in his chest as he scanned the darkness around him, trying to pinpoint the source of the sound. Then, from the shadows of the trees, a pair of glowing eyes appeared, hovering in the blackness like two fiery orbs. A massive shape emerged from the dark, revealing itself in the dim light. It was a mountain lion, larger than any Mark had ever seen or imagined. Its sleek, muscular body rippled with power, and its fur bristled like the tips of razors in the cold night air. The beast's eyes burned with an otherworldly intensity, reflecting an ancient, primal hunger. It fixed its gaze on Gigi, and a deep, guttural growl rumbled from its chest. The XL American bully matched the lion's energy, baring her mighty fangs and growling at the approaching animal. With terrifying speed, the mountain lion launched itself at Gigi, its claws outstretched, gleaming like knives under the moonlight. Barely had time to yank on the leash, trying to pull Gigi back, but the lion was too fast. It slammed into Gigi with the force of a speeding car, sending her sprawling across the pavement. The air was filled with the sickening sound of tearing flesh and the sharp, anguished yelps of the dog as the mountain lion's claws raked across her side. John's heart raced with a surge of adrenaline. He couldn't let this happen. He had to protect Gigi no matter the cost. He shouted at the top of his lungs, waving his arms in a desperate attempt to scare the predator off. But the mountain lion was unfazed, its focus solely on the helpless dog beneath its paws. John rushed forward, trying to kick the lion away, but the beast barely flinched. It lifted its massive head and let out a bone-chilling snarl, baring its long, curved fangs. Then, with a savage swipe of its paw, it knocked back, sending him stumbling into the dirt. He felt a sharp pain shoot through his ribs as he hit the ground hard, the wind knocked out of him. Gigi's cries grew louder and more desperate, a heart-wrenching chorus of agony that echoed through the still night. The mountain lion clamped its powerful jaws around the XL American bully's neck, its teeth sinking deep into her flesh. Blood poured from the wound, dark and thick, pooling on the ground beneath her. John scrambled to his feet, panic and despair fueling his movements. He grabbed a nearby branch, his fingers trembling as he raised it above his head. With all his strength, he brought the branch down on the mountain lion's back, but it was like hitting a wall of solid muscle. The lion barely noticed, its focus entirely on its prey. In a final, desperate attempt, John threw himself at the beast, trying to pry its jaws from Gigi's throat. But the lion was too strong. It turned on John, its eyes blazing with a feral fury. It lunged at him, its claws slicing through the air with lethal precision. John barely managed to dodge, the lion's claws grazing his arm, leaving deep, bloody gashes in their wake. John stumbled back, his breath coming in ragged gasps. The pain in his arm was excruciating, but it was nothing compared to the terror that gripped his heart as he watched the mountain lion resume its deadly assault on Gigi. The dog's struggles were growing weaker, her body trembling with the effort to stay alive. Tears streamed down John's face as he realized he was powerless to save her. The mountain lion was relentless, tearing into Gigi with a savagery that defied comprehension. Flesh and fur flew in all directions as the lion's claws and teeth shredded through Gigi's once proud form. Her whimpers grew fainter, her life force draining away with every passing second. Her could only watch in helpless horror as the mountain lion finished its gruesome task. It stood over Gigi's lifeless body, its maw dripping with blood, its eyes gleaming with a cold, predatory satisfaction. For a moment, it simply stared at John, its gaze piercing through him like a dagger. Then, with a final, low growl, it turned and vanished into the darkness from which it had come, leaving John alone with his grief and the brutal reality of what had just transpired. John fell to his knees beside Gigi, his hands trembling as he reached out to touch her. Her body was still warm, but the spark of life that had once animated her was gone. Tears fell freely now, mingling with the blood that stained the ground. The night had been shattered, and with it John's heart.
A man was driving last night when he spotted the big cat near the Oak Ridge Mobile Home Park. He turned on his high beams and saw the mountain lion standing over a leashed pit bull. He says the owners of the pit bull told him the mountain lion lunged at them when they were taking a walk. They tried fighting back, but the mountain lion overpowered them.
It is scary because you're in a helpless situation. You can't do anything, and you see your beautiful pet being killed right in front of you.
Now, the next viewpoint you're about to hear is Ray Constance, and Ray is the guy who drove up on the scene, seen the mountain lion on top of the dead dog from inside of his vehicle, and he used his energy in his vehicle to scare the mountain lion away so that John could have his final moments with his beloved XL American bully. Ray is also the one that took the pictures and video footage of the mountain lion on top of the dead XL American bully. on top of Gigi. Without Ray, these pictures wouldn't exist, or the video footage. This is his viewpoint you're about to hear now. Desperate measures.
Ray Constante, a vigilant resident of Sylmar, was returning home after a long day when he noticed a flicker of movement in the corner of his eye. His car headlights caught the unmistakable silhouette of a mountain lion, its muscular form gliding through the darkness like a phantom. His heart raced as he realized what was happening. A mountain lion was crouched over a bleeding, lifeless figure on the ground. The scene before her was harrowing. Gigi, a precious XL American bully known for her gentle disposition, lay still and silent beneath the mountain lion's unyielding gaze. The big cat's eyes glowed with a predatory intensity, and the air was thick with the scent of fear and blood. Gigi had been out for an evening walk, enjoying the cool night air with her owner when the attack occurred. The mountain lion, silent and swift, had pounced, its powerful jaws closing around the dog with lethal precision. Ray acted on instinct, his mind a blur of adrenaline and disbelief. He slammed on his horn, the blaring sound slicing through the night. The mountain lion paused, its head snapping up as it fixed its gaze on Ray's car. For a tense moment, predator and human-locked eyes, the air electric with danger. Determined to save Gigi, Ray swerved his car, the tires screeching as he maneuvered it closer to the scene. The headlights cast an eerie glow, illuminating the fearsome creature and the tragedy unfolding beneath it. The mountain lion, unfazed by Ray's efforts, remained focused on its prey, its instincts honed for survival. It continued growling and viciously attacking the helpless, dying dog. Frantically, Ray dialed for help, his fingers trembling as he relayed the terrifying encounter. Meanwhile, Gigi's owner, John, who had been momentarily out of sight, returned to the scene, his face a mask of horror and desperation. He shouted and waved his arms, trying to drive the mountain lion away, but his attempts were futile. The lion, undeterred, maintained its grip on the lifeless dog. As the night deepened and the air grew colder, Mark continued to cradle Gigi's head in his hands, his tears falling onto her blood-soaked fur. The reality of her impending death weighed heavily on him, suffocating in its finality. He whispered her name over and over, his voice breaking with grief, willing her to stay with him, even though he knew her time was slipping away. Ray knelt beside them, his own heart heavy with sorrow as he watched the agonizing scene unfold. He could see the pain in Gigi's eyes, the once bright and lively orbs now dulled by the trauma she had endured. Her breath was shallow, coming in labored gasps, each one weaker than the last. But even in her final moments, Gigi's love for John shone through. With the last bit of strength she could muster, she lifted her head slightly, her eyes locking onto his. There was a deep understanding in her gaze, a silent communication that transcended words. She knew this was the end, and she wanted to give him one last gift, one final act of love. Slowly, with great effort, Gigi extended her tongue and gave John a soft, tender lick on the face. It was weak, barely more than a gentle brush against his skin, but it was filled with all the love and loyalty she had carried in her heart throughout her life. John's breath caught in his throat, and he closed his eyes, pressing his forehead against hers, feeling the warmth of that last kiss as if it were a balm to his shattered soul. "Thank you, Gigi," he whispered, his voice trembling. "Thank you for everything. I love you so much. I wish we had more time." As if those words were the final thing she needed to hear, Gigi let out a soft, contented sigh. The light in her eyes began to fade, her gaze softening as the pain slipped away and a peaceful stillness settled over her. Her body relaxed in John's arms, and with that last, loving gesture, Gigi's eyes closed for the final time. John felt her life slip away, a profound emptiness taking its place. He let out a low, anguished sob, his tears flowing freely as he held her close, unwilling to let go even though he knew she was gone. The world around him seemed to fall silent, as if mourning the loss of this loyal, loving companion alongside him. Ray, his own eyes brimming with tears, reached out and placed a hand on John's shoulder, offering him what little comfort he could. He had witnessed a bond so pure and unbreakable, and it pained him deeply to see it severed in such a brutal way. But he knew that Gigi had left this world knowing she was loved, and that in her final moments, she had given John the greatest gift she could, a final kiss, a last, loving goodbye. Ray gently helped John to his feet, his touch gentle yet firm. John held Gigi's lifeless body in his arms, his steps heavy with grief as they slowly walked away from the place where his heart had been broken. But even as the pain threatened to overwhelm him, he held on to that final memory, Gigi's last kiss, a bittersweet reminder of the love they had shared, a love that would stay with him for the rest of his days. The aftermath. Eventually, the mountain lion retreated into the shadows, leaving behind only the haunting silence of the night. Gigi lay motionless on the ground, her small body a tragic testament to the violence that had unfolded. Despite Ray's brave intervention, it was too late to save her. Ray approached Gigi with tears in her eyes, finding the dog's tag still attached to her collar. It bore the name of Mark Rulon, the founder of the non-profit Southern California Pitbull Rescue, who had fostered Gigi before her adoption. With a heavy heart, Ray dialed his number, knowing he had to deliver the heartbreaking news.
A community in mourning.
Mark Rulon was devastated. Gigi had been more than just a rescue. She was a cherished member of his family, known for her exuberant personality and boundless affection. She had been a stray at the Bakersfield Animal Shelter when Mark first met her, and he had fostered her with the hope of finding her a loving home. Her sudden and violent death was a blow not only to Mark and his family, but also to the wider community who had come to know and love her. In a heartfelt post on social media, Mark shared his grief and frustration. He questioned the circumstances surrounding Gigi's death, expressing disbelief at John's decision to walk her so late at night. As humans, it is our responsibility to safeguard our loved ones, and Gigi was failed in this regard, he wrote. She was an exceptionally sweet dog, always eager to shower everyone with kisses. She deserved a better fate. Mark's words resonated with many who read them, a stark reminder of the vulnerability of pets and the dangers that lurk even in the most familiar places. His family was devastated by Gigi's loss, and they took solace in knowing she was at peace. Mark arranged for Gigi to be cremated, ensuring that she would be remembered and honored. Mark owns and operates Southern California Pitbull Rescue, a registered 501(c)(3) nonprofit all-volunteer animal rescue organization. They depend 100% on charitable donations to rescue our dogs. Without donations, they cannot continue their life-saving work. We need people like Mark saving the pit bulls in the Los Angeles area, so if you can please support him. His PayPal is paypal.me/SocolPities. Check friend and family. Southern California Pitbull Rescue mailing address is Southern California Pitbull Rescue, 1235 Madera Road, number 381, Simi Valley, CA 93065, Federal Tax ID 82389519.
Safety tips in moving forward.
In the wake of Gigi's death, the community sought guidance on how to prevent future tragedies. The National Park Service provided safety tips for encounters with mountain lions, urging people to avoid approaching the animals and to make themselves appear larger if confronted. Residents were reminded to report sightings to park rangers and to keep a watchful eye on their surroundings, especially during dawn and dusk when lions are most active. As the days passed, Gigi's story continued to resonate, a poignant reminder of the fragility of life and the responsibility we bear for those we love. Her memory served as a catalyst for change, prompting conversations about pet safety and wildlife awareness in neighborhoods like Sylmar. Encountering a mountain lion, especially one that is showing signs of aggression, can be a terrifying experience. Here are some crucial steps to take if you find yourself in such a situation.
Number 1, stay calm and don't run.
Do not run. Running can trigger the mountain lion's instinct to chase you, just as it would chase prey. Carry a weapon such as a firearm, bear spray, or even a bat when walking your dog. Do not walk your dog late at night or in rural areas where there may be larger predators that view your dog or even you as a food source. It's just not worth it. Try to remain calm and maintain eye contact with the mountain lion. Back away slowly without turning your back on the animal.
Number 2, make yourself look larger.
Stand tall and raise your arms above your head to appear larger. If you have a jacket or shirt, spread it out to make yourself look as big as possible. If you're with a child, pick them up so they appear bigger, and the mountain lion is less likely to see them as prey.
Number 3, make as much noise as possible.
Shout loudly and confidently at the mountain lion. You want to make it clear that you are not prey and that you are a threat. If you have a whistle, air horn, or other noise-making device, use it to scare the mountain lion away.
Number 4, back away slowly.
Slowly. Do not turn your back on the mountain lion. Continue to face it as you slowly back away. Move to a safe area, such as a car, building, or any place where you can put a barrier between yourself and the mountain lion.
Number 5, use objects as weapons.
If the mountain lion approaches you or your pet, prepare to defend yourself. Use any objects you have on hand, sticks, rocks, water bottles, or anything else, to throw at the mountain lion. If attacked, fight back aggressively. Target the mountain lion's eyes and face with whatever you have.
One thing I will say that I do is I always carry something to protect myself and my dog at all times, even though I have huge XL American bullies. It might be a pistol, it might be bear mace, it might be a bat, but I have a weapon of some sort with me at all times. It's never just going to be me and my dog alone. Number 6, protect your pet.
If you have a pet with you, keep them close. Pick up small pets to make them look larger and to keep them from running. Use your body as a shield between the mountain lion and your pet if possible.
Number 7, call for help.
Once you are safe, call emergency services or local wildlife authorities to report the encounter. Do not approach the mountain lion after it retreats, as it may still be nearby.
Number 8, avoid future encounters if possible.
Avoid walking in mountain lion territory during dawn, dusk, or night when they are most active. Keep pets on a leash and close to you at all times in areas known for mountain lion activity. Do not hike or jog alone in areas where mountain lions are common. By following these steps, you increase your chances of surviving a mountain lion encounter and protecting both yourself and your pet.
Thank you for watching. We drop videos twice a week, so make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for top quality content on a consistent basis. Hit that alert bell so you're notified every time we drop heat, and we're here to drop bombs consistently. Your support helps us bring more important stories and discussions to light. Stay tuned, and let's continue to explore and understand the canine world together. And don't forget, I want to hear, what would you do if you were Mark, if you were in his shoes, you were in this situation with a mountain lion trying to attack your dog at the other end of the leash? What would you do? Drop a comment. If you haven't checked me out, check me out. My website is BigGeminiKennels.com. We breed the best XL American bullies on the planet. If you want to see some of the best looking XL American bullies with the best temperaments and also great guardians, great family dogs, they will bond with your family and then protect it like no other, check out BigGeminiKennels.com. And if you're looking for the best supplement to help your dogs develop and grow and reach their ultimate potential, if you want to help them with their health and immunity, if you want to help them with their growth and development, This supplement right here, a couple teaspoons, couple tablespoons, spread over their dog food. It's all organic, has more vitamins than any supplement I've seen. If you want to talk about probiotics, prebiotics, diatomaceous earth, all the amino acids, all the vitamins, sea moss, I don't want to keep going. This is the dog supplement for you, and I have a code right now, BGKMD10, for you to get 10% off of your order if it's ordered within the next week.